So welcome back here to game number 2 of the Insane Rabbi versus Snazero series. It is going to be, I think, random yet again for Rabbi as he goes Zerg this round. We are going to be staying static Protoss here for Snazero, but game number 1, Snazero taking the game very convincing manner as well. As basically he did a timing attack with a probe and a stalker. The stalker was the distraction. The probe threw down 3 pylons, and he just started immediately warping in units to the mineral line of Insane Rabbi, and poof, gone. Easy as that. No more minerals for Insane Rabbi. A constant harass with no kind of retaliation at all. Because, I mean, well, Snazero's base, way over here. Insane Rabbi's base, way over here. That's a long distance to go, and he's just basically stuck on defense. So, for those that did not tune into game number 1, Insane Rabbi here, Masters League, going to be representing Cybernetics Television. He is the red Zerg in the bottom corner. And we do have Snazero here representing GameReplays.org here. For the purple Protoss in the top right. So good luck, have fun, let's get things going. This is obviously a different map than game number 1. We do have the watchtowers located here as well as here, and we do have the Overlord slowly making his way up to his enemy. The harvester count 1312 right now, a slight advantage for the Zerg, not too surprising. Early gas coming out for Insane Rabbi, but we do have that probe coming in and around, scouting out everything. Spawning pool coming down. I don't think Rabbi is actually going to go for that very fast expansion that you typically see from Zerg players. So this probe is going to go just freak out a little bit down at this natural expansion. We do not want to have a natural expansion for the Zerg because, you know, one base Zerg compared to one base Protoss should always win. Zerg typically want to stay ahead of the curve. They want to have an extra base, one extra base than their opponents. So he's going to freak out down there. He's going to keep them occupied. Insane Rabbi now doing some scouting, notices the gas, notices the gateway, 2 probes, and ooh, this could be fun. The cybernetics core going down. Is that going to actually trap the probe in there? I don't think that's a solid wall, but I'm not sure the probe actually wants to leave. And by probe, I totally mean drone. So drone's going to hang out, likely just going to die later. We do have the scouting probe here of Snazero coming back into the base. He is going to find the spawning pool. Bam. Yep, found the spawning pool. And how do I get back to everyone? There we go. E. E for everyone. Yep. And we still only have this extractor. Ooh, some early Zerglings. They're going to come out and take down that probe. We do have a queen coming out here for Insane Rabbi. And now this drone, likely, let's take a quick look at resources. 300 gold. There we go. Down goes that hatchery. That hatchery is going to be undetected, at least for now. Yes, undetected at least for now, but that does not mean that Snazero has, you know, more than one probe that he can just throw out there. He's going to throw out a scouting pylon. That's a little interesting, but he is also going to find these Zerglings. Now, we do have a stalker on the way. It's going to be nice and comfy behind these 2 buildings, so we might lose this pylon, but that's probably going to be the only casualty we do see here. Spawning pool is doing a research of the Evolve metabolic boost, which just equates to faster Zerglings, which is always a good thing. Speedlings against Protoss. I mean, Protoss are big, heavy, slow units. Speedlings can definitely run circles around them. But at this point, it does look like Rabbi going to lose all his Zerglings, and all he was able to take out was a pylon, which likely got cancelled. So we do have an expansion here going down for Snazero. He's going to be up here in his Natro. The hatchery for Insane Rabbi is just about done. And just taking a quick look at the harvester count, it's actually a fairly low harvester count game so far. We got 20 harvesters here for Rabbi, 24 for Snazero. I would have expected a lot more harvester spam to go down, simply so that we can start transferring over more units here to these mineral fields. But we do have some static defense going down here for Insane Rabbi. Spine crawler there, and another hatchery. I like the positioning of it, trying to block off the ramp a little bit without really blocking the ramp for his units. But we do have a Snazero. He is going to come down here, but we do have a queen for defense. Between the queen and the spine crawler should be able to get the defense going, but Snazero still has a little bit of time here. The spine crawler is going to be done in well, whatever the time units here in StarCraft are, basically it's done now, and Snazero is going to be forced to retreat. Now, the Queen, pretty sure the Queen can transfuse health to the Spine Crawler, and he's actually, Spine Crawlers are useful things. They can move up and around, they can go sideways, you can relocate them as you see fit, but he's actually just going to keep it there. Speedlings are now done, and let's just take a quick look back up here to Snazero. A little bit of elongated wall going on here from this ramp. So the ramp to the pylon, to the forge, to the gateway, out to the nexus. That's a lot of vertical space that Insane Rabbi is going to have to deal with. Or if you want, decide to punch a hole through in the middle of it. But I mean, it's a pretty beefy wall. 800, hit points on the forge, 1,000 on the gateway, and even throwing down a photon cannon to protect the line. So Snazero, he's doing pretty good for himself right now. And ooh, big push here coming out of Rabbi. The force field's going down, going to be trapping that sentry in between it, but it does look like it will survive, at least for now. These speedlings, I mean, as I said, this is a big vertical wall for them to traverse. They can't exactly punch through that as they tried to do right there. So we do have some roaches now coming out, and they're supposed to be the big answer to this, but a robotics facility is going to be going down here for Snazero. Now, with Zerg, especially ground Zerg, big units to get are, of course, those Colossi, because they can just go up and down the cliffs, but more importantly, those lasers do well, it's not area of effect, but linear damage, and that can just roast Zerglings. They can roast roaches, roasting roaches, yeah, because of the range difference. We do have Snazero throwing down 2 pylons here in the top of his expansion, because this is a little bit of an elongated track. It's like a jogging track, and I think that's actually what Insane Rabbi is going to be trying to do right now. He's going to try to go in through the back to get around this force, but Snazero, he's a smart one, throws down 2 pylons, completely blocking these Zerglings, and now he's going to be throwing down that ranged force of his to go counter that. So Insane Rabbi getting denied at all levels of all offensive types right here and right now. So unit count, we have 42 probes, 45 drones, a lot of overlords, but I mean, Zerg gotta eat, right? And right now, 3 queens, 9 roaches, 10 zerglings, only 2, the 6 stalker, 7 sentries. Still very powerful armies for both teams. Income rates are about the same. Not too sure why the gas is so much lower on Rabbi. Most likely because he doesn't have that extra gas up, but yes, somebody just threw down a big exclamation mark here at the third base. The third base is being built. It is relatively unknown. In fact, it is totally unknown, as I'm just taking a quick look at Snazero here. So E for everyone. Rabbi here basically sees everything, except he doesn't see that robotics facility that has gone down. So observers are going to come out. I'm not too sure he has anything at all to counter those. We do have some drones going up here, though, and that's going to be discovered here by Snazero. Snazero is going to find this hatchery virtually undefended. We do have more drones going up there, and there's going to be lambs to the slaughter at this point. Out goes a force field for some silly reason, and oh no, I think it's too little too late. There goes some better force fields right at the ramp, going to be trying to contain. They do indeed contain themselves. They are not going to be... Actually, there is a back door to this little base, so these roaches are just going to sit here. This this hatchery, oh no, it's going to go down, no problem. Those force fields just coming up there, and Snazero's just going to run back up out the alternate entrance. So poor Rabbi losing that third base, and as I said, remember, Zerg, they want to be ahead. They want to be ahead in the base count. It is 2 base to 2 base right now. Units, sorry, that's production, but production says we are going to be getting some faster roaches here. Pretty sure that's what that does. Pretty sure. Creep tumors going down, and at this point we do have a Colossus coming down the line here for Snazero. So a Colossus coming out of not that robotics factory. There we go, that robotics factory. And some destructible rocks going to be destroyed. Lots of pylons going down. Robotics Bay is doing the research here for the extended thermal lance. So, as we said, big range here for Colossi. We do have Insane Rabbi. He's bringing up all these roaches, and we don't actually have any of those big, heavy-hitting items. Oh, there we go. There we do. We have that. Colossus comes out, gets focused down so quickly. But these roaches are just doing work against these stalkers. unfortunately, there's just too many Stalkers for these Roaches to do really that much damage. So losing his entire Roach army, we still got 12 Stalkers on the field as well as 5 Sentries. But the big important part is the Colossus was taken out. There is another one being trained, and what is going to be going down here for Rabbi? It's going to be a Spire. So we are going to be seeing a somewhat of a tech switch to kind of counter this, but I don't know. Stalkers and Sentries are still very big anti-air units, and that's going to just cause havoc for whatever Rabbi here decides to get, which is most likely going to be Mutas. So right now, virtually undefended, and Snazero knows it. They are going to be sniping off 2 Roaches here, this Queen, but we still have the static defense, the Spine Crawler. I don't think he actually wants to do anything until we can get that Colossus going. The Colossus is finished up just about now. Rabbi's doing some aggressive expanding here as he wants to go into 4 base now, but the Roaches are finding the Protoss still on their doorstep. And at this point, force field's going down, just kind of funneling and focusing down these Roaches. We did lose basically the entire Zealot army, but any kind of harass right now that Snazero can pull off is going to be worth it in the long run, because he does not have, like, Rabbi doesn't really have anything he can do to counter the big expansion going down here from Snazero. So Snazero's up to 3 base at this point, 3 pylons to go with it. Twilight Council, some more gateways going down. The production levels of both players are quite insane at this point. And let's just take a quick look at the APM. Right now, 150 APM sitting on Insane Rabbi, 113 about for Snazero. So, you know, a lot of people, they're clicking well above the 2 clicks a minute. Well, 2 clicks, 2.5 clicks a minute. But look at the current APM of Rabbi, 300. Ridiculous. That's all I have to say to that. Spending. Let's see. Army. No, let's not see Army. Let's watch these Roaches. They're going to try to do a nice half moon here, but they cannot actually get to those Colossus. The Colossus with the extended range are just roasting these guys down. And oh my goodness. I mean, 5 Roaches, 4 Roaches, 20 Zerglings, 15 Zerglings. We do have some Corruptors coming out, but it's not going to be enough because they cannot attack the ground. And despite having all these Colossi up, it's just going to be Snazero. He's just going to run into this base here, and there's virtually nothing that the poor Zerg can do at this point. I mean, that is a big Protoss army to counter, and there goes like the big advantage of Zerg is, of course, Larvae, and boom. GG. So 2-0 now for game replays in the best of 3. I do believe Insane Rabbi has now lost the series of this one. We still have 4 more matches to go, but Insane Rabbi has lost the series against game replays Snazero. So I'm the Four Court Jester. Thank you for joining me here for these 2 games. I don't think we're playing a third, but let's go find out who's up next here in the GameReplays.org versus CybernetixTV Show Match.